Number 5. The 6.0 Powerstroke. Probably the most infamous of diesel engines, the 6.0 Powerstroke had many problems over the years. Following the success of the 7.3 Powerstroke, International was forced to release the 6.0 due to new emissions regulations. What resulted was an engine plagued with issues and was not ready for the market. The injection system on these engines were ran by high-pressure oil, and the early high-pressure oil pumps were prone to failure. When the pump failed, the engine would die and was unable to be restarted. They also had issues with the oil supply system, leaking standpipes and dummy plugs, as well as oil coolers that were prone to failure. The 6.0 Powerstroke had its fair share of emission system issues as well. The EGR coolers would crack and EGR valves were prone to plugging up. Number 4. The 6.5 Detroit Diesel. Although these engines weren't horribly unreliable, they were nothing to brag about. They were gutless engines with very little power. Later model engines had issues with the injection pump. The module on the pumps was prone to failure. In addition to this, they had overheating issues and broken camshaft and crankshaft issues. Number 3. The Oldsmobile 350 Diesel. This was GM's early attempt to join the diesel market. What resulted was a rushed product with a plethora of engineering flaws. Based off the 350 gasoline engine platform, the 350 Olds diesel utilized the same 10-head bolts as their gasoline counterparts. Seeing as diesels are high-compression engines, this design resulted in head gasket failure issues. Not only this, but they were known to hydrolock as a result of the blown head gasket and coolant entering the combustion chamber. Oldsmobile diesels did not come with water-fuel separators, and fuel system component failure ensued as a result. On top of all this, they were loud, smoked a lot, and had little to no power. Number 2. The International MaxxForce engines. The MaxxForce line of engines almost put International out of business. They had countless problems with emission systems, EGR cooler failure and clogging DPF systems, turbocharger failures, fuel injection system issues, fuel dilution, pistons cracking, and more. Anyone who works on medium and large diesel engines dreads the MaxxForce name. Stay far, far away. Number 1. The 6.4 Powerstroke. Although some might argue the 6.0 Powerstroke belongs in this spot, the 6.4 truly was the epitome of diesel engine trash. The 6.0 Powerstroke had its issues, but most were fixable and preventable. The 6.4 was prone to catastrophic engine failure. They had clogged DPFs, which led to turbocharger failure and ultimately catastrophic engine failure as turbos would implode and send shrapnel into the engine. Problems with the emissions regeneration led to fuel dilution, washed cylinders, and spun bearings. Crankshaft failure was not uncommon, as well as leaky timing covers, cracked up pipes, and cracked pistons. Overall, avoid the 6.4 engine at all costs unless you plan to remove the emissions. Even then, be prepared for major engine issues down the line.